Hey guys, this is Austin. It's always an exciting day when our friends at Microsoft drop off a brand new console. And this is a technically all new console. This is the Xbox One S all digital version. Sadly, they didn't go with my title of the Xbox One D, but as you can see here, this Xbox has exactly 0 disk drives of any kind. It's actually all over the box. I mean, they've got it disc-free gaming, they have the little icon here. I mean, even when you go to open it up, there's a piece of tape saying disc-free gameplay, AKA, please don't buy this and return to the store when you realize that you can't put your discs in it. Now, without a disc drive, you cannot do any physical games on the Xbox One S. You are going to need to rely on downloading them, which to be fair, I think a lot of people do these days. I know ever since the Xbox One and PS4 came out, I pretty much entirely switched over to buying them digitally. Now, there was the PSP Go, 10 years ago now, which was a similar concept, but that was a little bit too far ahead of its time. I think these days, a lot more people are interested in the idea of just downloading your games. It's much easier to move across different platforms, and especially a lot of the games these days on Xbox also do work on the Windows PC side of things, as long as you don't mind dealing with the, I almost said games for Windows, the Microsoft Store, what do they call it? And I actually will mention that even though this obviously looks very, very similar to the One S, it is not replacing it in the line. You will continue to be able to buy the One S, the One X, and then you will also have the One S Digital Edition, all digital edition. Well, the very first thing I can notice, it's lighter, which I guess makes sense if there's not an Ultra HD Blu-ray player inside. And here is the console itself. Now it looks very similar, except it looks so weird. Like, it's the exact same thing. In fact, let me actually grab a One S. I mean, if you put these two side by side, it is completely identical looking. So, I mean, all the vents are the same on the side. You've got the same top vent. I mean, there's really no difference in any way except that they just changed out that piece of plastic here. Now, one perk to buying the all-digital version is that you actually get some pretty decent included games. So there's a copy of Forza Horizon 3, we have Sea of Thieves, and we also have Minecraft. Now, this is all great, but the One S all digital edition does not exist in a vacuum. Because it is being sold alongside the One S, it has to compete with that. So the real problem here is price. The all digital edition costs $250 MSRP, which sounds good considering that that is $50 less than the standard version of the One S. However, it does not take much searching to find a lot of One S's well below that on Amazon. For example, there's one that is $220, even $230 with a game that's pretty solid like Battlefield 1 included. That's a little bit of a problem. By the way, if you want these game codes, feel free to go for it, although you better be fast. If you can buy a One S for the same price or cheaper than the all-digital version, then do it. I mean, it's literally the exact same thing, except it has an Ultra HD Blu-ray drive. Now, there's a lot of people, I think, which will be very happy to use the all-digital version, right? I mean, if you're not using discs, if you're not watching Blu-rays and stuff, then there really is no advantage to having that extra $50 disc drive included. But the price is really where it comes down, right? I mean, if you don't get this at a cheaper price than the One S, it is a completely ridiculous thing to ever purchase. So if you're buying an Xbox One today, these are your 3 options. So starting out with a $250 price tag is the Xbox One S all digital. Now, just like with the One S, which comes in at $300, it does support 4K video, even though the gaming side of things is definitely a little bit more on the 1080p side of the resolution. But besides the Blu-ray drive, which is of course missing on the all digital version, these are completely identical. Ports, power, performance, all of that kind of stuff. Now, if you step up over to the Xbox One X, it also does have the Ultra HD Blu-ray drive, 4K support, and all that kind of thing. But the main difference here is that this is a much more powerful console. The One X is able to play most games at a very easy 4K, and especially with games such as Red Dead Redemption, when you put these consoles side by side, the One X looks so much better. But again, it's like double the price, so from what I've been told, the internals of the all-digital version are essentially the same as the One S, mostly to keep costs down. But that doesn't mean I don't want to actually see this for myself. Now, you may recall a video we did when the One S first came out, where we took a little peek on the inside. Now, I'm assuming this should be a pretty similar experience. Oh wow, it's so imbalanced. Wow, like all of the weight is definitely here, like this. That's gotta be hollow. So after removing our warranty is void sticker and working out this little plastic piece on bottom, we should be able to get it out. There we go. The same part that I got like freaked out about last time. There we go. So after removing a bunch of screws, I think the case should just come away now. Hey, okay, all right. So that's enough pieces of Xbox for one day. Well, I guess here's the first difference. There's obviously a new metal piece here to cover up where the disk drive used to be. Something tells me Microsoft, they don't want you to be looking at this. They're like, no. We're not hiding anything here. All right, and with that, yep, okay. Well, that, I wonder where the disk drive used to be. just a little bracket here, and that's literally it. So we still see the same 1 terabyte hard drive from before. You have the internal power supply as well as the fan. But where there used to be a disk drive, no disk drive. So we have fan number 1, power supply number 3, hard drive number 4, and disk drive number 2. Yeah, so to be fair, I don't really want to be that mean on Microsoft. They're not trying to hide what they're doing here at all. This is a 1S that they've removed the disk drive for, and they've essentially passed that savings on to you. Now sure, would I have liked to have seen a different form factor? I mean, with this kind of empty space, they could have very easily made this something, even if you just rotate the hard drive, I mean, it would have been at least a little bit smaller. But realistically, I mean, what they're doing here is not trying to make the smallest Xbox they can. What they're trying to do is make the cheapest one possible. When you consider that by removing that Ultra HD Blu-ray drive and you're losing $50 from the price, that kind of adds up. I mean, they're pretty much just passing it right on to you. Interesting. So there is an additional SATA port here on the board, which makes sense because they didn't change it. I wonder if you could install your own Blu-ray drive? I mean, theoretically, I would think it would work. Oh, you could try to install another hard drive. I mean, there's definitely room for it. You'd have to come up with your own mount. But theoretically, I mean, with that SATA port, but you know what? Do you think this is actually going to recognize a second internal hard drive? I don't think it will. Okay, so actually, I don't think a second hard drive will work. So you do have the SATA cable and you have the power, but it's a proprietary pen out, which means that not only can you not use another 1S cable, you essentially would have to make your own. Now in the software, nothing seems to be all that different. But I'm curious, can I actually install the Blu-ray player? Oh, it's actually going to do it. It says it's queued up. What happens if we open up the Blu-ray player? Oh, okay, all right. Well, it's worth a shot, right? Like I said before, you should expect the exact same level of performance from the 1S as you get on the all-digital edition. That means that most games are going to be running between 720 and 1080. It's not going to look as nice as the 1X, but you do get the same advantages of being able to play like 4K Netflix and whatnot. And you also can die in Cuphead, that's still possible. The Xbox One S all-digital version is an interesting console. There's a big part of me that wishes that this was at least a little bit of a different form factor, that they took advantage of the lack of disk space to kind of shrink it, but I understand what they were going for here. This is not a slim version of the console, this is not a replacement for the One S, this is very simply a cheaper version of the Xbox One that we already have. If this sees the same kind of price cuts that the One S has, and it lands up being $200 or less, I think it's a really compelling deal. However, if it's $250 and the 1S is cheaper than that, yeah, good luck with that.